What happened to my finger? That's a good question. And to answer that, we're going to need a little bit of a story time. So I'm going to take us back to early 2000s. And me and my family just moved into a home in South Florida. And with moving comes renovations. And with renovations comes gardening, or in other words, landscaping. And what that meant for us was tearing out all the old grass and dirt and putting in new grass. When you're buying grass, and yes, you can buy grass, it comes in on pallets shaped like tiles, and we call it sod. And we had a pallet jack. And with this pallet jack, me and my siblings, we would ride it as if it was a scooter, which is very dangerous, by the way. Don't do it. Definitely don't do it. Well, one day, we were riding on the pallet jack and the unfortunate happened. The pallet jack went down on my finger. Keep in mind, pallet jacks are meant to carry hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I'm sure you guess what happened next. I'm on the pallet jack 1 second, and then the next, I'm in excruciating pain. I realize my finger is caught in the pallet jack. And with everything in me, I'm screaming, I'm crying, and I'm calling for help. My brother and sister rush inside and they grab my mom. Now, she's not too familiar with how to work a pallet jack. We're going back and forth between pumping up the pallet jack and then hitting the lever, causing it to go back down. And that went on for a little while. Now, I don't know what happened next, but all I know was I was freed from the pallet jack, but that wasn't such a good thing. There was a lot of blood, and my finger wasn't there anymore. Now, I'm not going to go into details, but paramedics are called. There's an ambulance at my house, and pretty soon I'm on my way to the emergency room. Doctors rush in. They do what they can, and they stitch my finger back onto my hand. And everything was all good, at least I thought. A few weeks later, my hand is healing, and I'm hanging out with a bud of mine. We're just playing video games, and I'm winning. He doesn't like that so much. So, with the cast on my hand, holding the controller, tears the controller out of my hand, and by accident, tears off the finger. Now, at this point, I have no feeling in my finger. Thank God for that. But there we are, in the room, staring at my finger on the floor. So I do what anybody else would do. I pick it up. I rush outside to my dad. I show him. He takes me to the hospital. Now, time goes on. We're sitting down with the doctors, and they tell us there's simply nothing that they can do. Now, I'm pretty young, so I don't really know what's going on. But all I know is we leave the hospital. Of course, they take care of my finger, but ultimately they don't reattach it and kind of just grew back to the way that it is now. It's kind of crazy, but that's exactly what happened. And I hope that answers your question as to